security expert, and then we have a lady who is a civil society, executive. If you read her background, is really, 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 really comprehensive. Several aspects of her, from journalist to, a person who can deal in conflicts, and just the right person who has the right balance to serve here. So our expectation is that they are going to come out with the recommendations that will help us prevent a recurrence of this first year in any part of the country. So that's the one. Then, of course, the other part has to go around, being that I go around to commiserate with the bereaved families. You are with me? Quite an emotional thing. You go and you see the people who have lost their loved ones. I told them the president's condolences and the commiseration, and looking forward to see what the outcome of the investigation would be. I think that I was quite touched, especially when I went to Kaka's place, where the mother kind of was protesting that one of the sons had been arrested. Quite a difficult situation for her, but that is a matter that is being handled by the CID. We want to know who killed Kaka, and that's the most important thing. And I believe that with time we will get that. The rest of the people, I want to thank you people and the civilian population here. You have most of the time been cooperating with the security agencies. I invite you to go back to that standard behavior and report whatever threats you receive. The last place, somebody told me that he has been receiving threats. So we'll take his number and we'll let the police know and follow up on those things. And I also advise that we shouldn't make unguided statements. Sometimes unguided statements can cause misunderstandings and lead to very, disastrous behavior on the part of anybody. But one thing I can assure you is that the president is committed, I am committed, and this committee is going to come up with something good. And together, we'll work towards Ghana being a safe place for all of us. So I thank you very much.
When we were at the Chief Palace, you talked about demonstrations, and you were saying that government is not against demonstrations.
At all. The right to demonstrate is a constitutional right, and we support it. We loved it. Growing up, I demonstrated. And like I said before, a committee of parliament, the young men and women who are demonstrating are our children. And they are the leaders of today and the leaders of tomorrow. What government can do is to engage them, listen to the views that they are proffering, and see how we can use that to benefit the projects that we are doing. And therefore, when the Fix Ghana group came up first, we offered to meet them, even though we thought that the police were not comfortable because of COVID-19. We still wanted to know what their problems were. Not because we wanted to deprive them the right to demonstrate, no. I believe that we'll soon we're hoping they'll get out of COVID, and you go on the demonstration. We are rather interested in making sure the police protect you, so that no against people can come and cause any harm to you. And of course, you shouldn't cause harm to others as well. So that's as simple as that. But it's a democratic right, and we believe in it, and we accept it, and it's a democratic way of expressing your views. We welcome it.
Is the committee also looking into Kaka's death?
Yes, of course. It seems to me that, in my view, Kaka's death led to a certain reaction on 29th, and that reaction is what brought about all the occurrences. So there's no way Kaka's death would not be investigated. But that's not taking away the investigation of the CID, which is into the criminal aspect of what is happening. We want to get to the bottom of that.
And also there are some concerns about the committee that has been set up. There are some family members who think that they might not get justice that they want.
Well, what is the basis for that? Because you have a judge of the Court of Appeal. You have Vladimir Anchidanso, who is known in this country as one of the best security experts. And you have this lady who is CSO. There's no police there. There's no military there. So why should anybody feel afraid? Go before them and talk. And we would protect anybody who goes there to say anything. And in the end, we want justice.
Can you confirm that the third person who has been arrested is also related to Kaka?
Well, you saw Kaka's mother. And when we got to the house, they said that the woman has 3 children. One is dead, which is Kaka. One has been arrested, and the third one is taken ill, which they believe is connected to the fact that the Kaka's brother has been arrested. So they are confirming that. What will give you assurance is that we are going to find who killed Kaka. And that one, there's no compromise. If the brother didn't kill Kaka, I'm sure you go free. Yeah. But if he killed Kaka, the law will take its course. Yeah. Because I myself can be arrested if they think that I killed Kaka. Why not?
There has been issue with recommendations which usually come out of committee or commission. Are we going to have a political will to enforce this kind of recommendation that will come out of this?
Well, to God be the glory. This is the second term that I've become Minister for the Interior. In my first term, there was the unfortunate incident of Asawasi, where some of our vibrant young men were killed. At the time, the police had claimed that they were armed robbers. We set up a committee to investigate it. The committee found out, number one, that they were not armed robbers. So we made that public, we accepted it. You know what that means to the reputation of people. They are dead and their relatives are very, concerned about what kind of reputation their parent left. We cleared that. The committee recommended that compensation be paid. Compensation has been paid. The third one that we are grappling with now has to do with the prosecution of which policeman actually killed him. And this is where you've heard me recently lament the need for technology. In that case, the only eyewitnesses who are alive are the police. And it wasn't just one policeman, so that you can say he's responsible for all. There were a number of them. In the court of law, you need to get evidence that points out who did what. We are still grappling with that. But we believe that we want to introduce technology and have body cams, which will tell us what each operative has done. Whether the only other person who is an eyewitness is dead or not. The video will tell us and help us deal with it. So we have a record that shows that we do not set up committees for nothing. We deal with them, and we are going to deal with this one even more.
With Ayawa's West Wagon issue, some said you rejected most of the recommendations, so this to be yes and no.
No, look here. When you have a commission, that's a commission of inquiry, you finish, there's a white paper. It's been the practice that the white paper would accept what it thinks is right and reject what it thinks is not right. That's not to say that we thought that what happened at Ayawa's was all right. And that's why we ended up passing the vigilantism law to make sure that anybody who is involved in it will be handled. And you know that there was no violence. This where I stand now. In the past, there was violence in every election. The last election, there was no violence there. So we take lessons from them and we learn. But let me also tell you this. We need to work with the security agencies to be able to get the decent one, especially because our neighbors are in trouble. And we need to deal with it. I would say that whoever is found culpable to a peaceful Ghana